I'm just imagining some 36-year-old sitting on their couch, popping some popcorn, pouring some red wine, and pulling up Claudia Conway's TikTok. Like, go watch Criterion.
Welcome to Keep It, Cricket Media's show about pop culture and politics and what happens when they smack into each other at an alarming speed. I'm your host, Ira Madison III, a television writer and Fall Out Boy fan.
I'm Louis Fertel. I'm a TV writer and Jane Fonda historian.
And I'm Aida Osman. I'm a TV writer and alleged comedian.
Let's get into it.
As you may know, Claudia Conway has been revealing on TikTok, her thoughts about her mom and Trump. She did that before, but this week she revealed that her mom was positive with COVID, along with everyone else in the White House who is playing out Contagion right now. I have just had it a little bit with grown adults online, basically writing Claudia Conway fanfic. It's like calling her Woodward and Bernstein. I think the joke got tired 3 weeks ago. And everyone referring to her as Kirsten Dunst and Michelle Williams in Dick. Like, that joke was funny the first time I saw it as well.
Good movie, though.
Amazing movie. And, I'm just imagining some 36-year-old sitting on their couch, popping some popcorn, pouring some red wine, and pulling up Claudia Conway's TikTok. Like, go watch Criterion.
I am happy with Claudia Conway's output. And I think we should revel in her strange Gen Z specific chaos streak. I understand that. But it's more shocking that we don't have more like lingering teens of Republican assholes around to expose these people. Like, her novelty is what shocks me. Like, these people are so blatantly horrible. How are there not just bystanders, who also have ASMR channels telling us all about this shit all the time? It feels weird that she's the only one.
Yeah. But right. Maybe I'm one of the people that you're critiquing, Ira, because I do respect the resilience of like a 15, 16-year-old to openly criticize her mother. I mean, it's easy with a mother like Kellyanne Conway, but it's fair. It's like, girl, go to 10th grade. Like, go find something to do.
So I'm not dragging her specifically. Like, okay. Keep doing what you want to do, especially living in that home with that horrible woman and a father who is just as opportunistic and frankly more annoying than Kellyanne somehow.
Their home is actually the haunting of Hill House, just 24 hours a day. So,
but it looks horrific, and I worry about this girl's well-being, especially dealing with all this, especially in the middle of COVID,
especially because she has COVID.
Yes,
thanks to her mother.
She can't reach out to other people who might be helpful in getting her away from what seems like a very tense home situation, to say the least, and I just think that the glee that a lot of people have with coming up with memes and like coming up with ideas for her to host a CW talk show called TikTok, which was suggested by the creator of the Bold Type on Twitter. I was like, can we chill out?
Well, I was going to do a cover album called The Emancipation of CC, but I'll put it away. I'll put it away.
I just think there is a healthy medium to be had, and there are far too many people who seem
you're coming down on
obsessed.
Meme culture right now, bitch. I just want to say, this bitch over here can't go 5 seconds without talking in a Whitney Houston meme, and now the memes are out of control.
I just wanted to point out that I find it weird, okay? It's getting weird.
Mm-hmm.
There's a meme. There's a meme. There's a meme of an adult woman.
See, came right back to it.
All right. Well, speaking of COVID, so sometime last week, and exactly when is still unclear, our sicko president got sick with a disease that has killed more than 200,000 Americans and counting. He and the rest of the White House and the rest of the Republicans who were all at what has been to Aida's annoyance, called a super spreader event. It was the confirmation party that they threw for Amy Coney Barrett. And turns out that he got COVID. A bunch of other people did, but Trump in particular was rushed to Walter Reed Hospital, put on oxygen, and it has basically turned into a version of The Apprentice where he is still filming himself in the hospital. He filmed himself leaving the hospital on Monday. It's a show, and it's theater, and it is a mess.
It's also very controlled. I mean, because we're hearing all these conflicting reports of what people are saying around him, like how the Secret Service is afraid he's going to expose them to the virus. We heard Don Jr. maybe saying that his dad is acting crazy, and I've never heard Don Jr. say anything like that before. But more importantly, when I heard this news that he had it, I did play Finally by CeCe Peniston as loud as it can go. How do you feel about that? Is it all because Hope Hicks got a little unmasked at a barbecue? Is that really the reason this all happened? This guy has spent the past 6 months, his reason to be is playing chicken with Corona, and Corona got him. So that zero. You have nothing going for you now.
And
nothing.
Not to be that conspiracy girl, but so if I'm tracking the timeline right, this time last week when we were recording Keep It, we found out that Trump had only paid $750 in taxes in 2016. And then the next day he gets coronavirus and goes to Walter Reed. And now we're not talking about his taxes at all. Of course, that is the nature of Trump's whole presidency, is us just having collective amnesia about everything. But I just wanted to make sure that was the timeline. And that's not me conspiring. That's just me.
That was one of the things that was stressing me out, though. Everyone dipping into the conspiracy theory that he was creating COVID to stop talking about his taxes. And I'm like, have you seen the media? He was done talking about his taxes.
He never started.
He never started. We weren't going to
started.
get anything else about his taxes. He loves talking about his taxes because he knows that we're never going to get his tax returns.
Yeah.
Because no one's actually going to press him on it. No one in his party is going to press him on it. The media isn't going to press him on it. So this was something that was finally out of his control. And what was interesting was seeing how the ecosystem that he's created around himself was just sort of trying to fix itself to get that control back. You know, you had people like Rachel Maddow immediately tweeting I hope the president and Melania get well soon. It's this is a man who let over 200,000 Americans die of this disease, has downplayed it, who was revealed recently that he lied about the deadliness of this disease, and has, by the way, been trying to suppress votes for the past year and more.
And by the way, the misinformation campaign continues. He literally now is saying things like, well, don't be afraid of it. I have it, and I've done all the research now. It's just because it happened to you doesn't mean 200,000 people aren't dead. Our listeners know all this. It just needs to be said out loud so that I don't have a nervous breakdown. It's it's so insane that you can continue the lie even after the personal experience with it. It's just... I'm so excited about
tweeting
Biden's
about
polling
the
numbers
flu
right now. I'm so excited about Biden's polling numbers.
He's tweeting about the fucking flu, talking about how this kills people every year. You know, they have shifted to a point where he got this fucking disease that he downplayed, and now the party line is, well, don't be afraid of it because I got it and I'm fine. That is the problem. That's been the problem all fucking year. America has not been afraid of COVID, and we haven't actually dealt with COVID, and that is why we will still continue to fucking have it. And I just do not get the disconnect in, now people talking about how manly it is to fight COVID, Laura Trump being he's going to beat COVID to a pulp. You have people talking about how he doesn't need to wear a mask all the time, a huge one like Joe Biden. And it's there are still people dying of this. And not all of them are going to be whisked into a helicopter and take it to Walter Reed and getting the best healthcare that money can afford. I guess it's just unfortunate that we have a president who just last week was refusing to denounce white supremacy, and he gets sick with a disease that he has let basically murder Americans. It's a serial killer. He's let people die, and he is evil. And the media ecosystem, the political ecosystem, still reverted back to form of, oh, now we need to act like this is a regular human being, a regular president, someone with a soul that we need to care about, and you're awful for laughing about it, and you're awful for wishing that these awful, awful people were voted out, and if not voted out, wiped out, like the fucking dinosaurs. Okay?
God, do I wish this was the land before fucking time. Yeah.